Hey guys, welcome back. And on this episode, we're going to be sharing some of our first adventures that we had in Minnesota, such as visiting the Great Mississippi River, visiting an awesome zoo called the Como Zoo. Also, we did a trip to the Mall of America to check things out there. And we also had our first road trip in the RV where we took it out just for fun and visited an education conference. So the good old Mississippi River. We found a place, little water access, had a little beach area that we just let the kids play and watch the boats come up and down the river. We had a great time, and it was always fun to see how the different kids explore and learn and play in an area like this. A little fact that we learned as we were staying in Minnesota, something that we didn't really realize, is that the Mississippi River starts in Minnesota. Now this isn't the start of it. Apparently if you go up to Itasca State Park, you can actually see the very beginning of the whole Mississippi River, which is kind of wild to think about. We didn't end up being able to make it up to Itasca. There were so many great places to visit and things to do. Every time we move into an area, we try to create a long list of all the things that we might want to do, asking the locals and looking online. Then we actually start researching some of those things, and as part of our road schooling, or world schooling as we like to call it, is a very different type of studying when you're about to go visit the Mississippi River and you get to learn about it and then go actually see and interact with it. Talking about learning, one of our favorite places in Minnesota was to go to the Como Zoo. It's a free zoo. Very difficult to find parking on a Saturday, just as fair warning. What a great time. There were so many different types of animals, all in a fairly close together arrangement to make it where you didn't feel like you had to walk quite as much to go from one grouping to another. At the same time, we got to see a polar bear sleeping, but he was within inches of the glass. The kids thought that was really funny. We also got to see this little guy, a super friendly bird. I think he's a type of a penguin. The kids thought it was funny how he was always at the window trying to interact with us. Brindley got a real likening to him, so even decided to give him a little kiss. Brindley, I don't think beaks are made for kissing. Anyway, he was quite the little character. We also enjoyed the rainforest area, aquarium, and indoor exhibit to show you and give you a feel of what the rainforest might feel like. They had some really exotic creatures there, like this spotted stingray. Look at that thing glide through the water. It's amazing. They also had these tiger snapping turtles that Dallin was really worried that one of the little boys would get his finger bitten off. Of course, there's always time to have a little fun while exploring and learning. Another place that we were told that we had to visit was the Mall of America. Amongst its many interesting things, it has a Bubba Gump Shrimp Company restaurant. The kids were terribly excited to also go visit the arcade and game room. The first thing that the kids had to play was the Star Wars Battle Pod. I think it's really funny to watch Henry and Zane lean and duck as Dallin flies the ship around. But I guess it didn't last very long. Mission failed. Sorry, Dallin. Next, the boys decided to help each other out with a good old-fashioned carnival game, trying to knock down these little guys, whatever they are. Nice shot, Zane. The next big hit was the Lego store. Tell me about your jet.
My jet fast and fast gone out. And 3 plus out 3 and plus all get in. I am done with Lego store. Okay, a Lego store.
I have never seen a Lego store as big and massive and impressive as this one. Huge figurines made out of pure Legos, and then they had this really awesome play area that anybody could play with Legos, with big bins of Legos to interact with and build things with. We moved on from the Lego store, and we found this guy. Appa from The Last Airbender. He's an adorable character from the cartoon series, The Avatar: The Last Airbender. Last but not least are the roller coasters. So they had an impressive amount of roller coasters all indoors. They had this spinning one where people hung beneath. The cars weren't as big as normal roller coasters, but they had just as many hills, thrills, and loop-de-loops as any other roller coaster we've seen. They even had a log flume here. Next is our very first road trip. Oh, and Hannah, she happens to save a family of ducks. So this is the first time that we actually took the bus out for just a weekend, other than moving it from Virginia to Minnesota. This is when I actually backed it up. We weren't sure what was going to happen. It was a little bit soggy, and we had these boards here to help things out a little bit. As you see, there's a little bit of sliding. A little precarious. We're definitely in an area that's not made for big, huge motor coaches. I had down on one side and somebody videoing in the front, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, a little soggy. It was a really good feeling to have successfully backed up and got the bus situated to leave for our day trip. Kids were also excited for this trip. So, in our first trip, we also had our first lessons learned. We thought these bungee cords would hold the books back, but they didn't. Other than the books, it was a pretty uneventful trip, which is a good thing. We enjoyed getting to the library and parked and ready for the education conference. This education conference, Hannah and I were actually invited to speak and facilitate a couple of big group discussions around homeschooling and how we do it on the road. Some folks were also very interested in seeing how we lived in a bus full time and did homeschooling in this type of a lifestyle. Right after we showed everybody the bus, we noticed this mother duck and a bunch of ducklings trying to cross the road, and of course my wife had run to the rescue. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. You know what to do next. Like the video or subscribe to the channel so that you get notified as soon as we release new videos. You can visit us on Facebook or wholelifeadventure.com. Live your adventure today.